Come up here and get your CPSs, please.
What's your colorful? 249, please.
What's the numbers?
The ones you always get. It doesn't really, the numbers don't really matter today. What numbers did you get yesterday?
37. Oh, I thought you, like 37 was here and 38 was here. Nope, make him dance, guys.
All right, you recording?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, we are on chapter 1. I need these two ladies to turn around and look at me. I hate talking in the back, so just make sure I can see you. Now, pick up your chair and turn it around so I can see you.
Ow.
Thank you. All right, that's good. All righty, guys, learn to think critically. This is chapter 1, lesson 3. This is all working towards your public speaking and your public writing, which we're going to be accomplishing with your resume basically next week. Okay? When we go through this program, this is an overview about what is thinking and what is critical thinking. Claire Rossman, what is critical thinking?
Critical thinking is like thinking outside the box when it's presented with a challenge. You have to, like unscrambling words, for example.
Okay, so instead of asking a simple question, like, gee, what's the color of something? Critical thinking is something more like, why is something colored something? Or like in today's incidences, we're talking about a lot of the issues in Syria, right? What's the issue in Syria nowadays? Chemical attacks, right? On people, on innocent people, on your own people. So, a simple question about that is, do we invade? Do we help? Do we help the people? A simple question. What would a critical thought about that be?
Why? How should we do it?
Well, raise your hand. What? Yes, Camille Snake.
Why should we or should we not? Why should we invade and for what reason?
There you go. For what reason? Another one. Yeah, could have Van Boeven.
How would we raid?
How would we, and how would we get everybody's support to respond to it? Yes, sir.
What would other countries' reactions be and responses be if we invaded?
Exactly. What is the long-term consequences of? And we're not talking about invading. We're just talking about trying to save people from being chemically attacked by their leader. And actually, and this is my lifetime, I mean, since we've invented the nuclear bomb, which was not my lifetime, in World War II, there's nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare is lumped together, NBC. And it's internationally agreed that those three things, nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare, is not the proper way to conduct warfare. So when countries do these bad things, the other countries hold them accountable. And that's kind of the issue we're going with now, whether or not to critically think about whether or not to help the civilians of Syria and defend them against their own leader who's wiping them out with chemical warfare. We're going to talk about critical reading. And really, again, I'm going to relate this all to your resume that you guys are going to be writing next week. And how do you craft a resume for your job, for your college or post-secondary career that you're trying to do, or getting into the military, getting a position in the military? How do you do that? Okay, thinkers, thinking. These are straight out of your vocabulary, which, oh, by the way, you guys will be, let's see, this is week 5, actually, we're doing this in. Your testing on this will be around week 8, right before the end of the fall break, and it'll go through all this. Thinking is trying to figure out what's going on around you. Reflection, what is reflection? Could I have someone? Could I have Smith? What is reflection?
The process of making sense of a long thinking.
And again, just like some of the other things we've been talking about, you may be thinking all the time, but we don't take enough time to reflect and pause and think about exactly what's going on. That is just like your communicator, just like when you're writing your resume, you just don't put all the words down there and that's it. Because I'm going to challenge you to reflect on what you're doing and thinking about whether or not you actually are communicating. Your test, you had the multiple choice test yesterday, but then there's 2 other questions online that you need to finish in a paragraph form. And I'm challenging you guys to reflect on the online questions so that you actually don't just regurgitate, but critically think about it and see how it comes together. 3 major functions of your brain. What are those?
Thinking, feeling, and wanting.
Do I want something? Do I feel something? Do I think something? These are what your brains actually do. That's good. And when you start having clear thoughts, you start to think about your decision making or your problem solving. And again, this is sort of what you're learning as a teenager up through adult, is to how to critically think about a problem. And again, just like our example about Syria, your initial impression is, let's go in and save the people from being chemically attacked. Well, then there's also some critical thoughts there that it's going to have long-term consequences against other countries, and what are the exact complications of that. And so you have to make your decisions based on your critical thoughts and your problem solving versus your initial bias or your initial logical thinking. You can see that your good thinking on your decision-making process, you're on page 28 of your book, and up here above, your good thinking is, your decision-making is based on reason and rationale, versus your barriers to good thinking is irrational decisions. Can somebody tell me about an irrational decision? They give an example of that. Yes, sir.
When you're hunting and you shoot something before you know what it is.
An irrational decision? Yeah, because you're excited to shoot the gun, right, or shoot your bow. And I have not done that, but friends of mine have. Shot the wrong animal, right, that you don't have your ticket for, right? Your tag, yeah. And so instead of shooting a doe, they shoot a buck, right, or vice versa. That's a good point. What else? What are the kind of irrational decisions? Not that anybody would do that, huh, Colton? Not me. What else? What are the kind of irrational decisions, guys? Everybody, you ever made an irrational decision?
When you're mad and you do something.
You're mad?
Taking the family car.
No, stop it.
You say hurtful things to people that you don't mean.
Like your kids.
And your verbal and your hands and we talked about the nonverbal decision. Hurtful decisions.
Like, I hate you and I'll never see you again. And then later you're
Not that a dad would ever do anything like that, but maybe in my life, I come in and see my beautiful children doing something like video games, or watching TV, or hanging out, or social media. And like a dad, I go, hey, have you done your homework? Oh, no, I'll do it. How much do I love that? And so I might have an irrational decision to say something hurtful or strong instead of seeing exactly what the situation is. Maybe they've already done the homework. Maybe they're already ahead. Maybe they had the test today and they need to unwind. So those are some of the barriers to good thinking that you're thinking about. Steps to good decisions. Thinking about the possibilities. Thinking about the options. Taking your time. Just like I said, not immediately saying something bad or wrong. Those are the steps to good decisions. They're listed on the top of page 29 there. This might be a test question that could come up, and I can say, hey, talk to me about, this, given this situation, given your choice to come up. And I'll tell you what we've had happen in the last year is we actually had a cadet come in and talk about some friends that were having suicidal thoughts in the last year. And think about it. You think about taking their time, discussing the issue with someone you trust, thinking about the complications. They made a mature adult decision to come in and talk about problems other students were had, and we intervened and had good results. So that was a kind of a mature decision. These steps to good decisions are kind of like adult level things. This is not what you do in elementary school or younger, okay? You make a decision, you act, and then you evaluate. All righty, let's go with your clickers, please.
Make them dance.
Make me dance?
How ready are you to learn today? Everyone go a little slow today.
Better pick, like,
Always go.
Coordinate it so I can dance, huh?
Delta.
I did. What did you say?
Delta, sorry, it's something with Delta.
Who got X?
Here we go.
Ah.
Colonel Peoples would always like when you're a delta on that one, right?
Okay.
Definitely F.
What was that my son Ryan was doing last night? The dub step. I know what that is. My question is that a band or is that one song or is it multiple
It's a
songs?
genre. Oh my god.
Who did?
I'm paying you guys not to make me dance. Today's Friday, right? I can dance on Friday. I'm just kidding. It's not Friday.
Oh, that's simple.
A man.
A teacher.
What is teacher?
I'm gonna have to crack some skulls if we miss this one.
Oh, bamboo.
The last one was just ridiculous.
I think we have 18 in the class. I mean, 25 in the class.
There you go. Good
You have your clickers.
I changed it.
Four skulls are being cracked.
What is a mentor?
Mentor someone who
Someone you look up to, right? What is a protege?
Like
Who's not my man?
What's a protege?
It's like, okay, so if you're a mentor, then you have,
Quiet.
if you're a mentor, then you have a protege.
There you
and
go.
that's the person you're like telling, like,
You're teaching.
them.
an apprentice.
Exactly. Apprentice could be a protege, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna be so mad if someone gets this wrong.
I will lose all faith.
That's from T also.
Because there's gonna be one person that misses it. There always is. There's always at least one.
2 times. No. 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 Yeah.
Wait, how many people we have in this room?
16, I guess.
16, you guessed?
Yeah, because that's the number it says up there.
How many questions, how many people do we have in this room?
Like 15.
Count.
19.
Well, why did we not have 3? The 3 that were going to miss it decided not to answer, right?
Cover it up. Who? Okay.
Okay, I got 4, I got 6.
missed it.
Huh?
The second one.
No one missed it.
So he's gonna dance.
What's the dub step?
It's actually a
No, make me
genre.
do the
It's a
block.
music.
It's a genre of music. It's basically
There's a
rock.
dance.
Genre of music?
Look up dubstep.
It's
Techno. Look up dubstep.
What's the walk?
It's music.
But is it a band or is it?
No, literally, it's just a bunch of noises and high bass and everything.
It's
like techno.
Yeah, it's a bunch of sound effects, pretty much. It's like best way to put it.
Sounds like a dinosaur.
Show me the answer, guys.
Hold on a second. My character doesn't miss.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
What'd you get?
You guys are too good. Y'all talk too much. You didn't do that on your test?
No, I didn't do that on the test.
No, I
Oh,
It was courage. Oh heck yeah!
It was courage.
I actually gave it.
I knew it. Heck yeah.
We're gonna dance. Okay. Here we go. I need everybody here with their people at the table to think about critically what you would do as the president, as Congress, with Syria right now. Roll up. That's not the.
That's how you know you're talking to
All right, everybody talk. Let's go. Come up with an idea.
It'd be like in Somalia when they did the you like the Somalian you see Black Hawk Down? Yeah. It's one of my favorites.
7 years.
No, but I'm sorry. I'm like,
I think that's what we're planning.
Yeah, but but if that was happening in our country, so you can't just say that yeah, but like if you would just sit there, if that was happening to us, you would and then you're probably it's just not that easy. That's what they said they were gonna do.
Okay, 15 seconds. All righty, I need a volunteer.
Me.
Me. All right, Cadet Todd, come on up here and tell me about what you think America should do with the Syria situation.
I'll do it, sir.
No, I got this. I got this.
Come Todd.
So, okay, so I think first we should like try to convince them to calm down, you know, and if that doesn't work, then like just
Attack. No. How would you?
I just don't like attack, but like send people,
Quiet.
send people over, like send troops and just to like I guess watch over the
Like in Somalia.
crowd of people, but like not do anything unless they see something that would harm citizens.
All right, everybody give him a round of applause. Good job. Next, Van Boeven, go. Quiet, please.
My idea is to tell them, calm down, or you are not going to be very happy with us. So, face the consequences, or just calm down, or we blow you up. Bye-bye.
All right, give him a round of applause here. Next, Rossman, you raise your hand.
Boss man.
Well, this is a pretty Syrian situation. So I think that the best solution would be to sort of just kind of step in, see how everyone just like put them down. Really, I mean, it's just a revolt. That's all. Plus some other countries.
It's too late for us to be all George Washington favored. It's too late for us to favor George Washington.
Says the guy.
Okay, next. All right, come on up.
Okay.
Learn how to.
Okay, oh no, just kidding. Okay, just kidding. I'm going to rant about this, okay? Because I believe if I was the president, okay, I have to see like all the consequences down the line, and it's also, do we put boots on the ground, or do we do the no-fly zone? We have to think of all the options. And it's also like all the Syrian people are upset because it has been going on for 2 years and so much people have died, right? And now that they're using like chemicals on their own people, now we decide to take action, and it's like they're already upset about it because it's taken us this long, and even if we help them, they're still going to be upset over the fact that it took us this long to help. So.
Okay, great job. Good job. Hold it. Stay up here, cadet. He's the commander. Look what behind me. Ask probing questions. Break down information.
Oh my goodness.
How about a probing question from someone?
Oh God.
Yes.
In the situation that they're in, wouldn't you think they'd just be happy to receive help, period, no matter how long?
What kind of help?
Any help at all, really?
But you have to realize that they're still going to be upset over the fact that it's taken us this long to help them. They have been asking for help for over 2 years, or about 2 years, and we have been ignoring the fact that they are asking for help. And then now we decide to take action, and it's also France that's pushing for the attack. Yes.
We don't have to help at all.
They would just want money.
But then you do realize that we have helped everyone that has rebelled against their like governments and whatnot. So then it just makes us look really bad if we just decide to like just get out of it, since we have been helping them for that long. Yes.
So, what would be the most effective way for helping?
I think we should. Well, what I think is, since France is a total pro for it, I think that we should stay back, but we should support them with like the no-fly zone and
firearms.
yeah, and whatnot. Yes.
You said that you wanted to put soldiers on the ground.
No, I said no boots on the ground.
Oh, I thought you said put soldiers on the ground. Like,
No, ma'am.
That's what they're deciding.
Do you have a question, Mr. Headington?
No, I thought you said you were gonna put boots on the ground.
No, no.
So
We're
that's why I
just
put my hand down.
no. We're just getting. We're supposed to be getting out of Afghanistan, and I am totally not okay with this because I think America isn't ready to send more soldiers and Marines and whatnot over again. So yes.
What if other countries get involved?
They are getting involved. It's like France and Britain, and for us, we're just. I think that what the most logical thing will be is that we will help them with like firearms and
I'm
whatnot.
trying to say that if the Chinese and Russians decide that they don't like us anymore.
I don't believe that will happen. But good one. Any more questions?
We're turning into World War II.
Okay. Looking at my thing here, separating facts from opinion, breaking down the information. How about let's look at the subject from a different point of view. My name is Russia.
I'm American.
I am on the United Nations Security Committee. Do you know what that is? National Security Committee? That means that there are 5 nations that must decide whether or not there's a United Nations referendum. Who are those 5 nations that control
America.
America,
Germany, Britain, and France.
China,
England.
UK, and France. Germany's not on there. Okay, but
It's the last one. Right?
yeah. All right, so we have 5. So right now, China and Russia do not favor any kind of intervention in Syria. Matter of fact, yesterday, Russia said there was no chemical attack, that we messed up our analysis. So that's their different point of view. So right now, can there be a United Nations intervention in Syria?
No.
United Nations, you can't unless you have the Security Committees agree.
There's one
Right.
going on right now, and I believe tomorrow they're supposed to release.
They're having meetings.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't think that China and Russia are going to say, go, 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 because they've been for President Assad, right?
They're gonna be.
And so that's a different point of view. So how are we going to handle the problem if we intervene, how are we going to handle our relationship with China and Russia? So you're proposing an intervention.
I believe so.
So how are we going to handle this relationship with China and Russia after the intervention?
I think that we have to look at all the options, and we have to come to an agreement from everyone, so that none of us, like Russia and China, etc., we are still allies with them, somewhat allied with them. Yes.
I believe that we're running out of time because America is strongly emotional driven. As we didn't do anything for 2 years, as soon as they see something chemical, for a few days they go with it and they start to lose it. And dragging this out is going to push up to the
I definitely agree.
I'm saying we need to examine all our options. What are all our options?
Well, let's see, we could just not do anything. We could go in boots, which is a no-go for me. We could aid France and Britain if they do decide to go in with the no-fly zone. We could aid them with the Navy and whatnot. I believe the Navy is there right now.
We have 4 battleships there.
Did you have a question?
Aid how? Aid financially?
It could be financially, supplies. I believe so, yeah. Because in Syria, we just have to think that if we do go in, we probably, as America likes to do, likes to aid other countries, even though we're not ready. And they're gonna have to. We have to realize that they're probably gonna. The Syrian Syria has to restock with all their supplies, because right now all the people that are going in that have the same symptoms for the chemical, they're using all their supplies in the medical field, so they're gonna have to pretty much build everything. Yes.
If you were a little Syrian woman, somebody chemical attacked you, what would you want America to do?
If I got attacked, if I had I was exposed to it.
I mean, what if we're sitting here in Arizona and Governor Brewer decided to bring tanks down Rossman and Ruth Street right here and start shooting people? Wouldn't you want Mexico to come help you? I mean, this is what we're talking about.
I'd be pretty upset, but then what I am looking as the point of view is that I just hope that the president does what's right, or what he thinks is right. I mean, some people, he also has, we have to realize that there's always the pro and con, and that we can't please both sides. Some people are going to be upset, but then some people are going to be completely okay for it. Yes.
And if we go in, it's not it may not be as easy as you think it would be.
I know it's not as easy. I'm not saying it's easy.
No, I know.
But I'm just saying that America is not ready. And we all know that it's not ready, because we're supposed to be getting out of Afghanistan in 2014. We're just getting out of there. I don't think America is ready and are completely okay for us to send more Marine soldiers, etc.
All right, everybody give a round of applause. Yay! That was great, guys. We just skipped 3 or 4 pages. You did the critical thinking. Excellent. That was really good. Matter of fact, I'm telling you right now, your online assignment, I'm telling you, will be to submit your thoughts about Syria and our involvement via your critical thinking skills. That was excellent. Paige, good job. You did your part. All right, page 36. 3 different kinds of questions. Question of fact. There is a correct answer. A question of fact. How many students are in this room? It's a fact, right? 16, but all of 19, y'all didn't guess me right. Another question, a question of preference. What kind of question were we asking about Syria?
What do you think should happen?
What do you think should happen? So what kind of question is that?
Preference. Are you pro or con for it?
Yeah, I mean, can you prove it right or wrong? It's an individual opinion. What is a subjective opinion, guys? Subjective versus objective.
Do you think that Syria is
Subjective is what you think. Objective is an object. It's yes or no. Okay? So when you think something, it's a subjective opinion. Versus an objective opinion is when you make a judgment call. Okay? You have to go for it as far as your questions, the different types of questions that you choose. So when you come down to President Obama and Congress approving stuff, there is no right or wrong answer. It's a subjective opinion, and they're trying to do their best judgment call for their question and helping out Syria and helping out the people who have had the chemical attacks. Have you guys seen the images of the children and the families that have been wiped out by the chemical attacks? What I found was very interesting was that prior to the chemical attacks that just happened, Iran was very much for Syria. But after the chemical attacks, they said, maybe we need to go in and check this out, because what did Iraq do to its citizens? They gassed them. It was chemical warfare. They wiped out the minority who was in charge, wiped out the majority through chemical attack, and also Iran was chemically attacked by Iraq. And so guess what? When all of a sudden they start seeing their images that remind them of their children and their families being wiped out, they go, maybe we need to check out this chemical attack. You better believe it. You better believe it. Just like, to be perfectly honest, nuclear questions bring up pretty emotional experiences to which country? Japan. Because we nuked them. Yes, you better believe it. It's not a good conversation piece when we talking about nuclear warfare with Japan, because that happened. What other countries have had chemical warfare, guys, and throughout the world wars? Germany. You better believe it. That's kind of a sensitive thing. They have chemical warfare in World War I, right? Mustard gas is the term. And really that led to the abolishment of that warfare now, just like our nuking Japan ended up to the agreements that we have not to use nukes in an offensive role. So anyway, these types of good exercise for critical thinking. One of the examples I have here in the book I think is pretty funny. Page 36 on the top. Look at that funky looking guy. I don't think I have a picture of that. King Louis the 14th. Matter of fact, I could be able to probably bring that up because he's a famous guy. Louis the 14th. Ooh, Roman numerals. What is the Roman numeral for 14? All righty, let's look at the pictures of that guy. So the simple question would be, gee, does he wear a wig?
No,
That's a simple question. What's a critical question about him? Yes.
How many birds are living in his hair?
No. What's a critical question?
like, why would he wear it?
Or why would French nobility of this time choose to look like this? And the critical answer is because I did a lot of French history and speaking when I was a kid, is that no, sign of a god. This was called the sun god. He was God on earth. And you know what? Money was no object. He built a 1,000-room palace called Versailles. And in building this house for himself, he bankrupted the entire country. Because he was God. Okay, he was God. That was the word. Oh, by the way, one funny thing. Matter of fact, I should show you this. We have 2 minutes. Versailles. They had this huge palace. Okay, here's some pictures of it. Okay, huge palace. That's his house. That's one of his houses.
One of his houses.
How many bathrooms were in there?
2.
1.
1700s, you didn't have bathrooms. So guess where he went to the bathroom? Behind the curtains. Literally, hundreds and hundreds of people go behind the curtains. And so at those times, what the gods did, the kings, they would move into the palace and they'd live there for 6 months until they couldn't stand the smell or stand the problem, and they moved to another palace. And of course, these people, the king and his support system. His 1,000 people that helped support him would then go and, hunt in the forest, right? Depopulate the forest because you had to feed all these people, and then move to another palace. But it really got my funny bone to go. I actually sat in this. I walked down. This is called the room of mirrors, and there's not a bathroom in the whole place. That kind of crazy. Built before it. Yeah, it was built before it. So that was the sun god, and that was again a critical thought was how could someone like that build a palace and let his people starve? Because he was God on earth. And that you can still go there. That's outside of France. It's pretty neat. They used to have actually naval battles to entertain the royal part. They'd have naval battles on this pond or this pool in front of the palace. Is that crazy? There's no internet. There's no phone. There's no television. How do you entertain a sun god here on earth? You have naval battles, and you have.
It's like jousting, but.
All righty. Back to our thing. Let's finish up with we got 3 minutes. Let's finish up with our questions.
You got a dancer.
Oh, I did not dance. Maybe I'll dance tomorrow. Tomorrow's wellness. I can be entertained. I will dance tomorrow. I'm going to get the YouTube video that my daughter.
What's it called?
Dubstep. No, it was something else. It was Ayo. Wayo. Have y'all heard that one?
Wow.
I'll get it for you tomorrow. I'll let you. It's not just going to be Jimmy Buffett tomorrow, okay? Where's my 19 students? Click.
39.
Click.
39. Yay! Yeah. Those two.
Pretty good. Very good. All righty. And we are finished. We went through critical thinking, problem solving, reading, different types of critical thinking, and we will cover this on your test.
Go to the 160.
All right, you can close that off. Thank you. We'll see you for lesson.